Hey, hey, Lynn's friends. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy day of love. I love love. So, this is a great day. I hope everybody woke up just filled with love and joy and happiness and all that good stuff, honey. Because, baby, I got a show for you today. All right. Yes, it is Black History Month. And do I got Baby, I got a business fashion icon in the building. So, how is everybody doing? Please, if you have any questions that you would like to ask, please put it in the comments. Let me know, and I will do my best to try to answer those for you. So, I love a little interaction, y'all. So, please, oh, wait a minute. Make sure I have it on. Yep. Wait a minute. Oh, Lordy. Baby, technology was not my thing. God said he couldn't give me everything. Got that. Okay. So listen. Y'all see what it is today, honey. We talking about money tips and relationships. Okay. So any questions, please, please, please ask so we could possibly answer. So put in the comments where you're from, all that good stuff. I just can't wait, y'all. I'm trying to act like I'm not that excited, but I'm excited. I'm very, very, very excited. Because I already know he's coming with it. I told y'all that I was going to have male guests for the next few shows because I want to get a male's perspective, right? I had my girls on, and but we got to hear from the men. We want to hear like how they thinking because, like I said, we all in this together. We trying to figure this thing out, and I decided to do this platform for that reason, to make sure that we're staying on a positive like road. We have to think positively. Everything is not a problem. Everything is not a fight or a debate or woman versus man or any of that. Like we got to get back to the basics where we just loving on one another. So that's what I want to bring on this platforms, and I need your help so we can get this together, y'all. Honey, it ain't nothing like that good unity, honey. Nothing like that. So he's probably going to be on in a little bit. I don't even want to do the introduction yet because, baby, y'all know who it is. Do y'all know who it is? Child. Oh, get your paper and pencil out because, baby, I'm sure he's going to be coming with some money tips. We like money. And it's all about love and loot, honey. Love and loot. We want some love and we want some loot. You gotta have both. You can't have one without the other. I know they say you can, but I really don't. I don't see how. I don't see how. I don't see how. Because you need money to get things done. And if you're a giver like me, you need money to give and to share and to see. If you don't have no money, what you gonna do? Like, honestly, what can you do without money? I mean, there's so many times you could just go and just hang out at the beach, but at the beach, I think they charge you to park the car. So I don't think you can really do too much. I mean, we could go walk and hold hands, but after that, we hungry. We want something to drink. you gotta have some type of coin. So, with all that being said, I want to have this wonderful person come on and talk to us today about that because he knows all of that. I think he's here, ladies and gents. I think he's here. So, okay, without further ado, he's a visionary. He's an author, TV host, TV producer, entrepreneur, personal branding consultant, creative director, and co-founder, vice president of the iconic brand FUBU, y'all. Y'all know who I'm talking about. So let's welcome my guest, Doctor. And y'all heard me, Doctor. Dr. J. Alexander Martin.
Not here
Yay!
yet, but there we go. What's up? How's it going, girl?
Dr. J.
How you been?
How are you? Happy
I'm
Valentine's
good.
Day.
Yeah, I wore my heart on my sleeve today.
Really?
I figure
I got my little balloons back here.
I
So I'm
figure
like,
I,
yeah.
dress
I
the
was
part today.
like, come on here and give us some love action. I love that.
What's good? How you
How
been? How's life?
everything's good. I'm so happy for you to be here. Thank you so much because in Laura of Black History Month, you got a lot of Black history. So glad that
No,
you're
I've
here.
never heard it put that way.
Come on. Like who was not trying to rock no FUBU? Like y'all paved the way for it all. So let's talk about that.
All
Just a
right.
little bit how like where are you from? How did it all get started? Just a little bit of how
Okay, so what they always say, 4 scores and 7 years ago, uh, four guys. Nah. So basically, what happened was, I was I went to the military and I got out of the military on a medical discharge.
oh
And
wow.
Damon, prior to that, while I was in the military, he had created a hat, which was a tie top hat, and it hooked up with one of my guys who's just well, his guy as well, who was a graphic designer and created the name and the logo of Fubu for us, meaning for us buyers. They were looking for something. They was basically when he had the hat, he made the hat. He wanted to kind of distinguish himself between something else, between everything else that was out there. So he's like, well, we need something that's for us, that's by us. Long story short, I come home. He's long gone, finished, not really making the hat anymore because the hat is, it's not in style anymore per se. And I see it and I say, hey, well, what's this? He's like, oh, it's a hat, whatever, whatever. So I looked at the logo and I said, well, what's this mean for us buyers? So I like, well, look, I'm going to fashion school. Let me take this and turn this into a clothing line. So he went, again, I always say, he looks at me like I have 4 heads and 6 arms. Like, how are you going to do that? I was like, well, I'm going to school for fashion. I'm going to FIT, and I could do it. He's like, well, we don't have any money. So I'm like, well, I got some money from an accident that I had in the military, and I got $6,000, and I gave him 5,000 and said, hey, let's start. And since then, 30 something years later, we're here.
So Damon he already had the name FUBU when
Yeah,
you
he already had the name Fubu. He already had, and he didn't have any clothing, anything like that. He just had a hat. And like I said, it was a tie. It's basically a tube, and you tie it, and you take the fabric, and you tie it. It comes in like if you can go to a fabric store, every fabric comes in a tube, and you just tie it and make hats. And
Mhm.
then that was a time way back when that hat was in style, and then he stopped. And then I said, well, like I could take it and make it, more than that, clothing, t-shirts, and the like, and we went on from there. So
Right.
I was more, I guess I'm the visionary per se.
Got you.
He may be he was the guy with the thought of, why it should be here, what we should be doing with it. And then I was the one to take it to the next level and bring it to where we are now.
And I remember you said that you went to FIT. That's in
Yeah,
New York.
Fashion Institute of Technology.
So how did you know that fashion was something that was one of your passions? How did that come about?
Well, I mean, back in our days growing up, living in the neighborhoods that we live with, you would walk down a block and then you would see, all the drug dealers, and they were dressed in whatever they were dressed in, and they were always fashionable. So you're around that. My family was fashionable. A lot of people around, everybody was all about fashion, all about what you wore back then. So you start getting affinity to wearing to changing your clothes 5 7 times, getting much clothes every time it's Christmas or your birthday. You get clothes instead of a bike or anything like that, and you start dressing. And but I didn't really understand that that's what I wanted to do until I went in the military. When I got out of the military, I felt, because again, what I'm naturally is more of a creative director.
Mhm.
So I was able to go overseas and see different walks of life and see how people interact with each other and see different demographics and see the psychographics of people and the world is bigger than your block. If you think about it that way, a lot of times, as a kid, you grow up and you're in your little bubble and you don't see anything other than that. You don't know about the world. You don't know about people from different and not even just different lands per se or different countries. More, you just think the world is your block. Like, Manhattan is okay. Fine, I can go to Manhattan. That's from New York in New York, but then New Jersey and Philadelphia and all these other states and stuff like that. You didn't know nothing about it. So now you're in on a ship with all these different people, with all these different personalities, with all these different looks. So I
Mm,
was able to look and kind of study and see how people wore stuff and why they wore it. And from there, bringing that back, I was able to take my concepts of what I wanted to do as far as create, and it was able to somehow make everyone like it. Well, everyone liked it because it was a medley of what everyone liked.
right.
Not just the people from like your little neighborhood, but people from all over the world. And then I would pick certain ideas to help that. For instance, one of the things I would do is I would use what they call Coca-Cola Red. As there's a thing called a Pantone book, and with Pantone, I would use the Pantone color. I won't say the actual number because then everybody will have it, but I'd use a certain number that I've found because I was a very good colorist in that back. That's another term we use, and I was able to mimic the color of a Coca-Cola. So now when you you're picking up an item, you're looking at it, it's like, why do I really like this? Why is it really making my eyes like, oh my God, I gotta have this? The colors have power.
Mhm.
Purple is power and things like that. Red is a certain color and it exudes certain look. Again, a lot of red that we're wearing right now. But the color red, you've been watched it and you've seen it, and you for some reason it's in your psyche, and you're
Mhm.
like, well, why do I really like this shirt? You really like the shirt because you've seen that color so many times in your lifetime that you like it. So I would do things like that, which is my little pet, my little quirks, my little little things that I would do to make people like really like stuff, and they didn't know, never they didn't know why they liked it, but that's one of the reasons.
Mhm. And with all that, how did you okay? How did you stay focused? Like you were talking about the block earlier. How did you stay focused on what you wanted to do, opposed to getting caught up in the streets or how like other kids were trying to make money fast or whatever? I just want you to talk about that. How did you stay focused and
Oh
stay out
well,
of trouble?
it was
Or
one of those things.
I
It,
don't know. Did you stay out
no,
of
no,
trouble?
no. I mean, listen, everybody gets caught up somewhat, but because you're young, you're influenced by a lot of different things. You walk outside and, oh, she's pretty, and you're young, and all of a sudden she's getting scooped up by some drug dealer guy, and you're back to little walking around, going back to your house like, okay, man, damn, if I can go, it is what it is. It's life.
Right.
But you learn from that and you move on. Your time is your time. I mean, trust me, I've got my time back, but tenfold. But what my father told me one day, I wanted to actually, when I finally figured out I wanted to go to school for fashion, because like I said, I would used to change my clothes like 3 to 4 5 times out of the day, and I just like clothing after a while. But he was like, well, look, I'm not paying for you to go to school, so you're either going to go into the military, or you're going to go into the military. So it was like one of those things where I was like, well, I don't really want to go in the military, but I went. Of course, I had no other choice to go, but I'm glad I did go because it opened my mind up, and it kind of um, uh, gave me certain values and certain things that made me the person I am today, and made me be able to look the other way and do the right thing, and things like that. I mean, look, like I said, as a kid, you get into stuff, nothing major per se. I was raised with a mother and a father in that respect, that was always together. So I didn't go straight too far off in the deep end because I had to go home and answer to that, and I didn't really want to do that. And it just wasn't really my personality to be, to go into all that other stuff per se. I, you know, I used to hear stories. I used to kind of talk to come to guys that were back then were drug dealers or whatever they were doing back then, and they were like, "Man, I wish I would have did what you did." I used to see you walking with your briefcase, and I used to walk and go to the bus stop, and I was just going just to work. But I didn't have a job. My job was was FUBU, but I was actually going to FUBU to do what I'm doing. They would laugh, "What you doing?" Whatever. But in the end, they was like, "Man, I wish I would have did that because now I don't have to worry. I don't have to look over my shoulder, and I just do good business." But you live and you learn.
Yeah.
Some of them guys are still not, are here today, and some of them guys are still in jail, and some of those guys are not here at all.
Yeah. And
So
so,
life's about choices, and you have to make them. And a lot of times, I think too, with choices, a lot of people just don't want to be at the bad end of the choice.
mm,
And in order for you to succeed, in order for you to grow, you have to learn from other from these situations. So it's almost like a slingshot. The further the situation, further you pull it back, the further you'll go. So a lot of times you have to go through these things, and you have to learn to do these things. So even when I tell a lot of times, it says somebody that made choices like that were more illegal, let's just say, I would tell them, oh, well, you have to stop that 100%. Stop at 100% and live. I don't want to say fucked up, but excuse my French, but live messed up, because you got the answer for all that, and you got to learn how to deal with it. A lot of times somebody gets they get their back against the wall, and they're not trying to hear it. They're like, forget it, I'm gonna do whatever I got to do. I'm not a person, I'm gonna do whatever I have to do. you know a lot of people come to me talking about, oh, I'm hustling. You tell me I'm hustling, I don't want to talk to you. I'm a hustler. All right, well, you go hustle somebody else, because I'm not about that.
I love that. I love that. So, do you have any type of mentorships, like just helping like those little boys that were like you, maybe that didn't want to get in the streets, but they need like some type of guidance? Are you a part?
I'm a weird guy when it comes to mentor thing, because a lot of times once in a while I will try to help, but a lot of times people today that I've dealt with, they don't really want help. They just want you to do it for them.
That's
And I run into that a lot.
that's
So
a
I kind of just step back. And I was one that I never had a mentor. Like, I'm not one to my viewpoint on mentors. A lot of times you can go off and listen to other people and get perspectives. But for as far as me being a mentor, no, because if I'm a mentor, you're waiting for me and my decision to give you a decision for you to make the right or the left turn. No, you have to go out and figure out how to make your turn on your own. Because what I've done, I've done. You can't do what I've done. You got to do what you've done. You do. And that's just how I think.
So okay, how do you think you were like that though, just to help other people? Because it just sounds like you knew what to do, how to do it. So what do you think? It was your upbringing? Was it your father? What was your father's background? What's your household?
My household, my father he started as a clerk and became vice president of his company. My mother always had kind of like an entrepreneur spirit. She always had a business that she was running or starting or doing whatever. And they were good people, good decent people, working, doing what they got to do, working hard. He always used to say, taking care of business. I know as far as the military, when I came out, it was a thing called pay attention to detail, and that stuck with me forever, because in my life and how I do things, if I doing something, making a mistake per se, right, someone dies. So I keep that in my head. If I'm on watch or I'm doing something and I make a wrong call, or I was what we call a radio man, if I told them the wrong thing, I made a mistake, that can cost a lot. So I look at that every day when I make my everyday decisions. You follow me? So uh, how I've done it, I stick to a philosophy of vision and not goal. Vision, why? Because I can just see everything that's in front of me, and I can work my way through things. I can see other ways to go around stuff, versus like a goal orientated thing, where I always say this, where people just look at one thing and have tunnel vision on one thing. For
Mhm.
instance, like, let's look at yourself. Like, say you pivot to doing what you're doing now. Now, this could be number one podcast in the world one day, but I don't think you thought that you were going to do this, because you may have been pigeonholed, saying, I'm going to do something else,
Mhm.
and you're not looking.
Receive that.
You're not, you know what I'm saying, right? I mean, you're not looking full vision. Like, if I'm looking right now, I'm only looking at my name. That's all I can see, is I want my name in lights. That's it. But you don't see everything else that's around you, and maybe that's not what you're supposed to be doing. Because sometimes, not to be spiritual, but sometimes spiritually, it forces leads you to be doing something else that you think you're supposed to be doing,
Hmm.
instead of just leaving yourself open and being yourself agile to be able to move and shift wherever things go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's talk about that. I want to talk about what I just want to know what was Dr. J's first job? When did what job? What was your first job?
Uh, Funny. I believe my first job, I used to work for LL Cool J's first manager, and I used to hand out flyers.
That's a good first job, Jay.
Yeah, but he wasn't LL Cool J's manager then. He was just the guy
Oh,
that did promotions. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. So
And
I
then after that, I've had nothing but fashion jobs. I had a few
you worked
messenger
at
jobs
Macy's
here and
too,
there,
right?
but
You worked
everything else was
at
fashion
Macy's.
after that.
I said you worked at Macy's too. I
Worked
remember.
at Macy's. I worked at in the mall, the store called Anthony's. So I would work at a lot of the fashion stores, and I would
Okay.
really excel. So you start feeling like, okay, people always say, well, how do I know what I'm good at? Whatever comes naturally. If it just comes
Right.
natural, you just do it, and it does. Well, that's what you should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Versus, a lot of times people go out there and seek what people are doing that is popping or that's supposed to be making money. I'm gonna do that too. Okay, or copy. I'm not in the copying world. I'm not with the copying thing. I like to go my own way.
I love
And
that.
it's like highway, and well, it used to be tolls everywhere. Now you don't have to go stop and pay, but you're driving and you have 5 lanes and it's all tolls, and 9 times out of 10, the average person is going to get on the line that's long instead of going to the right where there's nobody there. How many times you walked into a fast food place and you got on the line, and then you didn't look over there, and nobody's over there? That's just naturally how people are. Following. So I'm not trying to follow.
So
I'm
true.
trying to, and I'm not trying to necessarily lead you. I'm just leading me.
Right. I love that. I love that so much. And let's talk about that because there's so many, this new generation, like you said, a lot of them, they don't want help. They want you to just tell them what, like, give them everything. And that's just not how it goes. So, what advice would you give someone that had your mindset of what, them starting a new business? What's one thing that you can tell them to help them kind of stay on track with
Well,
business?
the first things first. People ask me that question a lot, and the first thing I say is patience.
Okay.
I mean, if you don't have any patience, you might as well get out of this business. You
Mm.
can't be in an entrepreneur business. Sorry,
Mm. Mm.
you
That's
can't.
good.
You're wasting your time.
That's good.
That's really it. Everything else could just happen. I mean, now you start talking about business structure and all that stuff. That's relative. I mean, you could figure that out. Anybody could figure that part out. But
Mhm.
patience is first. And second is, okay, if you ask me, oh, how do I start a business? You start.
Come on, Dr. J. You better tell these people what to do.
That's it. I mean,
It's
it's
so
not that
true.
hard. It's not
It's
that
so
hard. You start. Now you want to
hard.
get okay. So, okay, I need more. Now you need more, so I'm gonna give you some more. Then I'll say, okay, well, listen, write down every reason why it's not gonna work. Write down every reason that someone told you that you shouldn't do it, and
Okay.
then start checking off that list. Check off
Mm-hmm.
that list till you finish it.
Mm-hmm.
And that way those will give you the answers and give you the confidence, because obviously you need confidence
Yeah.
to do this. So you're going to let people tell you, or going to let yourself tell you, or you're going to be in your own way and tell you that it's not going to work. So you might as well just go. But if you write it all down and you check out the answers, then you feel confident enough to know that this business makes some sense. Because a lot of times some people do stuff, it don't make any sense. Oh, I'm going to go sell I'm going to start I'm going to use a woman that I see a lot of women that I see a lot of times on Instagram or whatever social media. Oh, I'm going to sell CMOS.
I'm gonna shut.
Why? Why are you selling CMOS? Oh no, my CMOS is better because it has this label, and oh, it's black owned. Oh, so that makes it that's better. Like, give me what do you do you have a seat now? If you told me, oh no, I have a company that farms CMOS, that's different. But you're not going to tell me that now you're making some. So now you're talking about business, like you're building a business. People today. Everyone is a sole proprietor. They got one job, literally. They have a business, but you're the only person that works for yourself. So how are you going to scale? It's not a business till you scale. It's not a business till you make a certain amount of money, right? That's when it starts to respect. And then two, a lot of people say, oh, my brand. What brand? You don't know damn brand.
Right.
You don't even got a business yet. Sorry.
No, I love this. I need you to be this transparent because we need to know. Otherwise, everybody's gonna keep being this rat hole.
Yeah, because you believe in basically it's like this. If I give you answers to like what happens is social media and the internet, it just twisted people's minds. I'm gonna tell two stories.
Okay.
Well, first thing I'm gonna say is this. No, I'll tell the story first. A company just recently, I found out they use a name similar. Similar name. They tried to use a similar name to what one of my companies were. Right. Okay. I'm not going to say the name of the company. I'm not going to say none of that. But I'm just going to tell the story behind it. So you're using the same name, similar name, right? Okay. Now there's something called a trademark, right? So a lot of people they just feel they could just do what they want. Like you just can't do what you want. That's called business. It's called the fashion business. It's called the record business. It's called the media business. Everything starts with business. And the problem is a lot of people don't understand business.
Right.
They just think that they could just do stuff, and that's not how it works.
Right.
And a lot of times, you get these you go on the internet and you think you have the answers, but who gave you that answer? You don't even know how that answer got you. It's like if I give you an answer to the test, you can't prove your work.
Right.
So I can tell you how to do a podcast, but if you don't really go in deep, understand, okay, everything that comes about it, lighting angles, this, all this other stuff, you're not going to really understand it. But you think just because you went on the internet, you know what you're doing. I'm going to throw it up, and that's that. Mm-hmm. And then you saying, oh, I'm popping. Oh, I went viral. Okay, well, okay, you went viral. All right, great. Now what? What do you get? Internet bucks?
Right.
How are you going to stay in business?
That's crazy.
You don't have a business. So when I just try to tell people to take care of your business, the business mind, understand what you're doing. What just happened? You just disappeared on me.
I'm here.
Okay, you're here.
You don't see me?
Hold on a sec. 2 seconds. Yeah, you just disappeared. Like your whole your whole picture disappeared.
Hold on 1 second.
There you go. I'm here. I'm back. You're back. There you go.
Oh, okay. Oh, you scared me.
Sorry about that.
It was right when it's getting good.
No. It gets better.
No, Jay, I can't lose Dr. J. We can't get Dr. J on a regular basis now, so we can't lose.
No, I'm real when it comes to this. A lot of like I said, people. I'm not about. I don't want to say I'm not about the BS, but I'm about it's real stuff, and a lot of times. A lot of stuff is, I don't want to say fake. It's like you're looking at the shiny object, but you don't know how that shit got shiny.
Absolutely.
And nor do you care.
Absolutely.
Because you just think, oh, look, a lot of people looked at me. But so what do you do with that? How do you cash that in? And what is that, a business? What is that? Now that's what? That's promotion. Okay, so you got free promotion. Now, how do you translate that into sales?
Mm-hmm.
Sales? What do you mean? What do you need sales for? You don't have a business. You don't have sales. Like, what is your business? What? Like, and it's just behoop. I'm like, wow, this. You know what? Yeah, stay over there. I'll be over here.
That's so funny. So listen too, with it being Black History Month, what was some of the first things like history wise that FUBU did? Like it was a few things that y'all did that y'all were the first at it.
Shoot, the first.
And I think it made
First at Macy's, first
right.
to get an S's award, first business to get an S award, first to, sheesh, uh, I mean,
So how
sales 6 billion. I mean, there's a lot of firsts. There's so many firsts. I don't know what to do. I don't
was
know
it?
how many.
What do you remember the day when you felt like I don't know if I said this before? When you just like we got something. I can't remember if I asked this before. Did
No, I've
I?
always no. Everybody asks me that question, and I always say I knew what I can do. So I never felt any kind of way as if it was going to I damn, do I have something or not? Or I never was that, oh my God, I did it. No, because I always feel like I'm never finished.
I think Beyonce says that. I think that's why
Yeah,
she's
I'm never finished. So I can never sit back and go, wow, okay, I've accomplished something because I'm not finished accomplishing. So
I love
I would
it.
just keep going.
Um, this is my last. This is gonna be my. Oh no! I got two more business questions, and we're gonna move on to relationships.
Mhm.
How do you feel about family or close friends working for you? Like, have you had experience with that? What do you want to tell us about that? Is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Is it a like?
Family working with you, it could be okay, but again, it's the principle on how you hire someone. You hire someone because they can do something that you cannot. You
Okay.
don't hire someone just because they're there.
Mm-hmm. You gonna make me jump around. When I feel stuff, I get excited.
No problem.
I love that. Don't. What did you say? You don't. You don't.
I hire for someone. You hire for a need.
You hire for a need.
Yeah, like I need or something that I can't do, or you know what I mean. That's when you hire. You just don't you hire because that person is your friend. If they because again, when you have to tell them, hey, when they're not doing a particular job correctly, they'll get fired. But then what happens? It becomes a problem. But if someone is hired to do a particular job and they're not doing the job, there won't be a problem because they know they're not doing their job.
Gotcha. Yeah, I really hope y'all got y'all pencil and paper out because baby, he telling y'all some stuff.
What they call it, keep it real. I mean, I don't know if that was still in play, that whole phrase, but
Okay, so enough. I didn't pick your brain. We didn't pick your brain enough about the business side. If anybody, I don't see any comments, but anyway, let's go to relationships. Are you dating anyone right now, Doctor?
nah, I date my business, I think. No, I don't. I don't really date anybody.
Are you
I am. It's funny because I had a conversation with someone today.
okay?
And it doesn't matter that they hear it or not, but they will. Maybe if they do, it's great. At least it was a working moment.
Okay.
And I had a conversation with her, and this is a true story. I said to her, listen, you're very attractive, but I wouldn't want to work with you because I don't want to put myself in that position. How I met you is through work. It's through a business or you wanting to work for me or work with me. And I know that you're a very attractive woman, and I know that I may want something more than that, and I will not. As a man, I can't put myself in that position. So you can, and she took that in a bad way to where she was upset about it. Because one of the points I had made, I said, well, you can get anybody you want. I mean, today's guy, they running around and buying cars and buying foreigns for people and all this other stuff. You can get that kind of man. I choose to kind of step back. I'm about my business and my work, and I'm not running around, trying to mess up my work by some Me Too movement thing because I'm trying to. I fell for you, and now all of a sudden you turn around and do something else. I was like, look, I'm going to make sure that I don't get in the situation, and I will just be business, and that's it. And I guess she didn't really take that very well.
No, I've heard that too. A lot of business people that I know, they always say, "Do not mix the two. You mix the
Right.
two,
I don't want to mix the two. So
like
for it not to mix the two, I will.
who's from?"
And again, a man should have his intentions. A man should be direct and personal with his intentions and be righteous. If he knows he's going to waste her time, don't waste her time. Now she wants her time wasted. That's a whole nother story. But y'all have to have that commitment and have that conversation, and that's what it happens. I'm putting the conversation out first. Listen, I don't want to be working with you because I'm gonna look at you and I don't. And we had an attraction together, and I don't want that attraction turning into and messing up business. So I'm going to leave this alone, and that's that.
Have you ever had that issue where you ended up having a relationship with someone in business and it messed something up?
No, and I'm not going to, because I stand on what I stand on. I stand on the problem doing things the right way.
I mean, I'm telling you, that's very rare. That's good for you though, because a lot of them they'll be like, "Oh no, we don't want to do this," but they'll still try to figure it out until they get burned, and then they're like, okay.
No, I'm very good. Now, my younger years, I was, or if I did date someone that was in that type of situation, it always was a great situation. It never was a problem. And then years I stopped as I got more mature in business. I felt that this wasn't the right thing to do, so I would never ever deal with anyone that is business in that situation, because again, it's going on false pretense. You know you want to holler, but I'm gonna give you this job, or I'm gonna this. No, you it's bullshit. You know what you want to do. Stop it. So don't even fucking hire her.
Yeah. No,
Excuse my French. Sorry.
I had that experience before. That's a lot of reasons why I started doing my own stuff, because I was just like, I said Hollywood will run you out. Like,
yeah. So I'm not. You ain't trying to catch. I'm not getting caught out there.
Me down. Y'all not taking me down. Y'all know that was somebody else.
I got too much to lose.
It's not, no. So let's talk about this. Your network, the
Force
network, right?
Mm-hmm.
So are you guys still doing the Side Chicks?
Yeah, Side Chick. Actually, it's funny. Side Chicks FLA will premiere the one of the good show. One of my best episodes is premiering tomorrow. I really love it. I love this episode because basically it tells women about men. It's teaching women about how men's thinking. It's just a woman that's on there. She's kind of consulting these women.
Your network.
Say again?
It comes on your network
tomorrow?
Yes,
it's coming on tomorrow. So YouTube. Yeah, but at 8:00. It's airing at 8:00 tomorrow.
Got it.
And it's really deeps into the psyche of the man, and explaining how the men think. So when a woman, like for instance, say we're dating, right? And okay, and you say to me, "Hey, babe, I think about starting a podcast." So the average woman is say, "Oh, I need $50,000 to start my podcast," but really hasn't even looked to see how much it really costs. They just thrown out a number. And the guy's like, you know what? Now then he starts backing off from the woman, because now he's like, yo, you just want money from me. But she's basically explaining to them, no, but you guys are a unit. If you guys are going to be a unit together, you have to come with him with more than just I just want. You have to come with him with a plan. So I think one of the points that she's talking about, you want to start a hair salon and stuff. If you want to start a hair salon, all right, well, just because you know how to use hair doesn't mean know how to do hair doesn't mean you can run a hair salon, because that's the business of it. Like, do you know how to get the products? Do you know payroll? Do you know taxes? Do you know none? You don't know none of that, but you just want him to give you $100,000. And she's explaining all that, and it's a really good episode.
I can't wait. Like I said, I subscribe to it, so it comes on tomorrow.
Yeah, it's either on Cineverse or YouTube, but we're doing live at YouTube on at 8:00 tomorrow.
8:00 tomorrow on YouTube. Got it. Love it. And so do you think Side Chicks are winning?
There's 2 points to it from my perspective, from me putting this out, right? Because I've been through a lot of criticism about this show.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I just tell people just to watch it, because again, the first thing you do is listen to the name, and it's sort of a clickbait situation, and you just go crazy because you're thinking about, oh my God, what did I just do? Or was I, or not what did I just do, but how I would feel, how that person would feel if they were being cheated on, per se. Because basically cheaters It's the same show as the Cheaters, but again, this show is not necessarily about cheaters. It's all about women in situations trying to figure out what am I supposed to do next. You know, they meet a man, but that man is with someone else. Now what do you do? Now, how do I get a man for myself? You know, is this good for me? Is this relationship good for me? It's not good for me. And the stuff that goes back and forth. And I think a lot of times in this show, they wind up talking about not even talking about what the real root problem is of themselves and arguing with each other and being all upset about each other. But in the down, they do really mad at themselves and upset about themselves and where they're at in their life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they'll get a boyfriend and they'll think they have a boyfriend, but that boyfriend will be with someone else. But then again, when you really talk about who's actually side chick, you need a woman to be cheating. So who's cheating more, the man or the woman?
Yeah, I said that on one of my things. I said like these women complain about men cheating, but who they cheating with?
You're cheating with. You ain't cheating with themselves.
And I had an experience when I first moved here that I was with a guy. I didn't know he was married. I didn't know, his friends didn't say nothing. We were dating like a whole year, and I did not know he was married. Like, I went to his family's house, his friend went to his practice, and did not know. Everybody was just cool with it, and it was so crazy. And I'm just like, once I figured it out, I said, so everybody had signed up for it. They didn't even.
Well, here's the thing: if you're a side chick, the concept is this: you may either you don't want a full-time relationship, you just want somebody, and you don't want the baggage of it.
I didn't know he was married.
No, not you. I'm just saying in general, not okay. You. I'm just giving you. Again, I had to do a lot of studying on this. Either want that. Two, you do want the guy, and obviously it's something that the woman is not doing that she's doing, because again, you're risking it all for this other woman because she's doing something that, like I said, the woman is not doing.
Mm-hmm.
Or three, you just don't give a fuck and you just running around having a good time.
No, I was into it. I didn't even know I was a side chick. I was devastated because he didn't even make me feel like I was a side chick. That's what was crazy. That's why he was good. He was good. I didn't know I was a side chick. I was like, wait a minute, I'm the side chick. I couldn't believe it.
Well, maybe, yeah, because he's married. But if it was just if you're dating, another person's dating, if another person's dating, only way you're a side chick if you're married. That's it.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Be honest. If you really think about it, you're only a side chick if you're married. Because if you're dating, you're just dating. That's it. Now you can make a personal commitment to each other and say, "Oh, well, we're not going to do all this," and you could break it. But that's still nothing.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. So I can't wait to see it. So y'all have side chicks of
LA
coming soon, right?
Yeah. LA's has tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay, so everybody, y'all here, it's gonna be on tomorrow. What can they say it again, Jay? Where they can find
it's gonna be on YouTube, Forest Bias Network, YouTube, or a platform called Cineverse.
Okay.
But we're gonna do it live at 8:00 on YouTube, and then it'll go on Cineverse.
I love it. And then I have to ask you this. You being a busy businessman, you got all this stuff going on, the world just moving. How do you stay relaxed? What do you do to keep your stress levels down?
Wow. How do I do that? I don't know.
Are you doing it for yourself?
I think if I had to answer that question, I think I take a nap.
Okay. A nap is good.
Because the only way I'm stressed is if I'm trying to figure out an answer. See, because my whole concept and how I do things is it's not a problem unless you're working on it. So then I don't think about it.
This is why you are Dr. J. So This is
So
why.
again, when people ask these questions, the answer is like, what? I never even thought about it that way. Which a lot of things that I say to them, people don't think about that way because people are trained because somebody else said this, somebody else said this, and after a while, it's the same book, the same concept, and all it is regurgitated over and over and over again. So that's where everybody think the answer is. So
No,
nobody looks to the left.
see, I have ADD and I couldn't meditate for 60 seconds. I used to be like, okay, what I'm eating today, what we doing today. Like I would like now, like I gradually learned how to meditate, and it has helped me tremendously.
Because if I take a nap, I have a question about something, or I need an answer. I
Okay,
take a nap, I wake up, and I have the answer.
got it.
Almost never fails.
Okay. So, what are your thoughts on gender roles? How do you feel about gender roles in the household?
I wouldn't even know because I don't have a household.
You grew up in a household.
I mean, okay, how do I even answer that question? I mean, listen, I grew up in a respectful household where everyone's opinion or mom's opinion was just as good as my father's opinion.
The household. How was the gender roles in your household?
Again, I grew up. My mom was respected. My father was respected. He respected her opinion. It was very
Every day.
even keel, great relationship in that respect. I don't see toxic and gender roles and all that because it was just smooth.
I love it.
I never. I mean,
Great.
it's funny because I'm not spring chicken anymore, and I have no kids and no girl and all that. And it's like from where I was raised, I should have probably already had that because I was raised in a household type of thing. But for me, I think I shy away from it because I guess I'm more into my work because I guess it limits me because I'm always trying to achieve. I always think that I don't have enough or I'm not there enough to be able to provide for that particular woman. But then again, too, it's hard to find a woman that is that prominent that fits in my dynamic. Because again, I can grab someone and say, "Oh, I just think you're pretty," but then I need more than that.
Yeah.
And then I find you are a workaholic and you're working and you're doing business. But then again, how's the dynamic between us coming together? Because if you're working and I'm working and we're never together, then what?
Right.
So, but we have to be able to work together and still be together at the same time, which is, a hard dynamic to find.
So let's talk about that then. You're saying like what are qualities, what are two qualities in a woman that you would want if it was someone that can hold your attention?
I'm the reverse. Most men, women always say, "Oh, men don't want somebody powerful." I like powerful women. I like a woman that's doing her thing, like period. Like if she's not doing her thing, but it ain't just what she got, what she look like, what she went to school. Like, what are you doing? I need you to be doing something.
It's a name. I just don't know the name. It's a name for that though.
Mm-hmm.
It's a name for guys that are attracted to like powerful women. That's awesome. So I think I've asked all my. Oh! I gotta ask this. How do you deal with groupies?
I don't.
What you mean you don't?
I I get out of the room. I get out of the way.
Get out the room.
I get out of the way.
You've been doing that all your life.
Yeah, I get out of the way. I listen. I nine times out of 10, if I'm out or I'm doing something, I'm by myself. I'll have like a security guy or somebody that's with me or around, but they're not actually standing there right next to me, but they're always around with me. Like I always have somebody around with me, but I'm always kind of just almost by myself.
Okay.
Like I'm a loner in that respect. You won't see me with an entourage of a whole bunch of people. At one time in my career, I was with a lot of women at one time, but that was because of fashion and whatever. But I do more. My fashion career is still there, but I'm more in the media space now, so that's not really like that. Now going forward, yeah, I'll have to be with some of the cast members on the show, but other than that, I'm not. You're not going to see me with a whole bunch of groupie people around like that. It's always people that are around that I do business with or I'm friends with, and that's it. But I don't do all that.
Do
because
you
I'm very standoffish. I'm almost like an introvert extrovert,
okay?
and you're just not going to come up to me on some BS because I don't play that. Excuse my French. I just don't play that. Like I'm very serious and very intentional, very serious. Like, and sometimes some people say you're too serious, but you know, it is what it is. So you're not going to come up to me with the BS, yo, hey, nah, because you, first of all, you're just not going to do it because you could tell my aura doesn't play that. Like it's almost like a big
I said
wall, and you can't get past the wall.
I say that all the time. I have girlfriends be like, oh, I went out with this guy and he said something about, oh, that's 50-50. I don't even attract a dude that talk about 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't even know a person like that. But anyway, on another note, so do you think you want to be married ever?
Listen, I gotta get a girlfriend first.
But do you want to be married? Come on, like Jay, come on. Do you want to be married, or that's something you just don't want? Do you think?
It's not that no, it's not something I'm saying I don't want. It's just something that I don't know how to, things like that have to happen, and it just hasn't. Things like that haven't happened in my lifetime.
Mm.
Maybe years ago, it's almost like you missed the boat, like, and now you gotta wait for the boat to come back around. That may take 10 years, it may take 5 years, it may take 15 years.
Mm.
And now, right now, I'm sitting there playing in dirty water until the boat come back.
So there's someone out there that you missed the boat on, and you're hoping to come back around.
No, not the actual. No, I'm not saying just saying that. I'm just saying that as a metaphor.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, oh, girl, she out here.
No, it's just a metaphor. I don't know. I mean, maybe she is. I don't know. Maybe she'll bump into me and be like, "What you stuck in my foot?" I don't know what the hell.
Oh, this is my last question because I'm
Okay.
so tired of this question on the internet. I'm like over it. I
Mhm.
asked Mike Hill last week about it, and I'm just over.
Mike, that's a good guy. I like him.
I love
My
Mike.
man,
I
good guy.
great last week too. He came on. But who is the prize? The man or the woman, Dr. J? Who's the prize?
I think they both. I think everyone takes turns being the prize. Because when you wake up next to that one, you go, "Wow, man, oh my God, thank God for you." And then the next day, he may he may need you to make him feel like he's a prize because he's running out there trying to do shit and it's just not working. And he may have to feel that way, and then you maybe feel that way. You know what I mean? So you got to go back and forth with that. You can't just say someone is it and that's it. And I think that, like I said, this social media, and I can't get off it. That it's just training people to think just messed up. It's just rewiring everyone to be, negative and this and that. It's all, and it's like I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to get worse before it gets better, but that hopefully there will come a time when people will say to themselves, "I just want to do better." Because if you know better, you should be doing better.
You better.
And to even have to ask that question, who's this and who's that? It's apparent that it's both of us because we can't have a relationship without each other. So why should I? I'm not the king, and you're not. If the king and queen, or you're my king, no, that's not. No, we're. You could wear the hat today, and I wear the hat tomorrow. But something happens to me, and you got to take over. I need you to be able to take over. I don't need you just to be sitting there just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I need you to be able to do something. That's why I choose and love like powerful women because I know they can handle things. And I want my woman. If I happen to be with her, and yeah, I have a thing with no kids out of wedlock. So if I do happen to have a kid with one, then we get married, and I want that woman to raise a strong daughter. And I will raise a strong man, and together we'll raise it and let them know that it's the right way to do stuff. So if we only have two people out there doing the right thing, then that's it. Hopefully they'll raise two others and it'll start matriculating.
I love it. Thank you so much. This has
Thanks
been
for having me.
good. You are so. You're just a breath of fresh air. Like I love it. I love your insight. I love everything you gave. You're very honest. You're very transparent. And our community, we have to have this. And I just appreciate you for being here today. because you didn't have to do this, and you're here, and it was good. And I want more for us. And that's why I decided to do this, because I want more. I'm not giving up on us at all.
Right.
And
My new book, just to say that if you're not giving up on us, The Strength of For Us By Us. Right there. The Strength of For Us By Us. And then again, I'm not somebody just talking junk. I'm actually practicing it, and I actually put it in the book. And again, this is what us is about. Hey, you hit me and said, hey, you going to come on? Yes, I come on. I said, well, when I'm busy. And I'm not, okay, Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day? Are you sure you want Valentine's? Yep.
yeah.
Let's do that day.
Yeah.
And again, that's how we support each other, and that's how we're going to win.
And thank you so much. And then there was this chapter too, and I didn't even mention because we just got so deep into. But I love this. This was one of my favorites.
Yes.
Black history is business. And there was a quote here with Booker T. Washington. He said his vision was simple yet profound, to empower African Americans about establishing their own business. And it is so important for us to start owning our own stuff. Like we contribute like on a very massive scale.
Yes, to the economy, definitely.
So why we do not own more things. So I really appreciate you coming on here.
But there's a point too to that. There are things out there that we do own. And if I had $1 for every time someone said, "Oh, Fubu's still around," I would be richer. Reason why I say that, because a lot of people, the information is out there, but I think the information that is pushed to the front for people to actually see, it's all negative, and it's all entertaining. It's all, I want to get views. And again, if you look at anything in a podcast or anything in a message that someone talks about, a podcast talks about anything, it's the person with 300 followers, the least followers, that has the most to say about what's going on in negative, just to try to get. And again, we just have to come together, and because we won't be anything if we don't come together. You can't come together by bringing me down. Now you can come together by saying, "Oh, I see a problem and I see you need help. Let me give you information on how to help." Now, if those 5,000 people that had a negative comment said, "Hey, listen, I know of a person that could help you fix this, and I know a person, and I see how you're going down the wrong road. Well, you know what? I know a psychiatrist you should talk to." Mm-hmm. That's the comments that need to be in.
We have to continue to love on each other. And this is what I always tell people too, even with this podcast that I've started. Even if anybody come on here and they saying negative stuff, it's over with. I don't give that no energy. But anyone that's coming on here that wants to come with solutions and wants to come with like something that will help our community and help others, I'm all for it. I'm not giving no energy to anything that is not going to be something that's going to be beneficial for us. And I told them, honey, y'all can sit behind that computer all y'all want. If you're not saying the right stuff, I'm not entertaining it.
I want to give you one more scenario, one more situation that happened to me years ago. Okay. It was back when Twitter first started, right? We're talking way back, right? So Twitter first started, and we were getting a lot of negative comments about Fubu. So one person was there, and again, this was the first years of really Twitter, and I wound up tweeting, whatever you want to call it now, X, call it X now. I was hitting the guy back. So I said, okay, well, you don't like it. Could you explain to me why you don't like it? He's like, I just don't like it. I was like, well, that's not really fair to me. You know, like, just tell me why you don't like it. Well, fine. You can't tell me why you don't like it. What brands do you like? So the person says Lanvin. So I was like, okay, well, what do you like about Lanvin? Really couldn't tell me why he liked Lanvin, but whatever. Then as I'm going back, I said, listen, I appreciate you not liking it, and I'm going to try to do better for you to like it.
Nice.
And then he's looking like, whoa, who says that? No one says, after I dissed them, they go, okay, I appreciate you dissing me. I'm going to try to do better. Then he looks and sees that, oh my God, he's speaking to one of the owners. Now all of a sudden he wants to say something different. Oh, how you doing? Can I get a job? So this is how people are today. And
go. That's how
it,
it goes. You kill them with kindness, and they just don't. But you know what? That's what we got to continue to do, Dr. J, because we have to give that energy out until they all get it. Like, I'm not arguing nobody. I'm not debating with nobody. I know my heart. I know I'm kind. And I know what I want to give to us. If nobody ain't on that, I don't give to nothing. Like, if you're not bringing that, I don't have time for you. And so I thank you so much for being here. Is there anything else you want to tell us about that we need to look out for? Anything?
no, just that's it. I mean, social media, you can find me on what's it? My name J. Period Alexander Martin, Instagram, and all my social media is with my same with the name J. Alexander Martin. And or go to my website jalexandermartin.com, and you can have all of my social media, find out all the stuff I'm doing, or learn more about me. That's it. But again, I thank you for having me, and thank you for doing this. I hope somebody learned something today.
Oh,
And also, I used to say, take what I say with a grain of salt and sprinkle it into your life.
oof, I love it. And thank you. Thank you, King.
Thank
I
you.
love you. I love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Um,
Always.
have a good one, babe.
All right.
Bye.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you. So y'all know that was good. I hope y'all had y'all pencil and paper. Y'all learned from one of the biggest bosses in the game. So I just want everyone to take from this the positivity of building empires, building businesses, loving on one another. Like, we gotta get this right, y'all. Life is way too short. We have lost so many people in the midst, and it is I'm gonna make it my business to do my part, and I want everybody else to do their part. So please, everyone, show me some love, subscribe, share, all of this, because I'm doing this out of all my good energy. I'm not doing this for nothing else. I don't care if 5 people come on here. All I know, if I get those 5 people and we're talking about something and we're going to make a difference in this world, that's where my heart lies. So I love y'all, love y'all, love y'all, Lynn's friends. I love y'all, Lynn's friends. So please go to my YouTube, subscribe to my channel, Clock In with Lynn. Go to TikTok, Clock In with Lynn. I am Perfect 10 Lynn on Instagram. I'm Merlin Williams on Facebook. And I'm going to keep this coming, y'all. I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping. So I'm just telling y'all, child, honey. We just getting started. We just getting started. And I may come on later for Q&A since it is Valentine's Day. I want to see what he do for y'all. So if anybody's out there that want to come on, talk about what your loved ones did for you or anything sweet that you want to share, I would love to do that. I may do that in a couple of hours or so. But I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. Bye, Lynn's friends. And